Death Note is fucking peak, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Today we're gonna be reviewing Death Note. The way this is gonna work, I'm gonna give you guys two scores at the end of the video. Objective score and a subjective score. The reason why that is because sometimes a lot of people could be favoritism, you know, maybe you're a little bit biased towards your show, so you're gonna give fucking Dragon Ball Z 10 out of 10 if you grew up with this shit. So I'm gonna give you guys a subjective score, which is basically something that's more about my opinion, and an objective score, a realistic opinion that maybe that's what's gonna really determine if you're gonna want to watch the show or something.
I am subjectively smarter than a lemon.
But I also want to let you guys know how I feel, so that's why the subjective score is there for a reason. I'm gonna be breaking it down into a couple of categories to get a good solid score. So it's gonna be characters, music, art, and of course plot. Okay, so once I'm done giving all of those scores a 1 out of 10 at the end of the video, we're gonna get a big, nice, juicy score, and we'll see. So Death Note is a little bit interesting, okay? The main story is about a dude basically finding a book, right? And in this book, he can literally write anybody's name, think of their face while he's writing their name, and they will die. Okay.
Include both children and teachers. The police have now identified the suspect as 42-year-old Kuro Otoharada, currently unemployed. We expect negotiations to begin immediately.
Okay, and he could write the cause of death, and it gets into the there's a fucking bunch of rules about this shit, but yeah, it gets a little bit more, what's the word, complicated as the show goes on. This was the first psychological thriller anime that I watched, and man, when I say I was like, my head was twisting when I was watching this shit, my head was really twisting. It's still twisting. I can't like get mind boggled by another anime because I watched Death Note, okay? Maybe Promise Neverland had my shit mind boggled, but that's because they were killing little kids. That's another review for another day. Make sure you guys like and comment and subscribe if you want to see that. Death Note was the first psychological thriller that I've ever watched. So it's definitely has a unique factor to it because at the time I was watching Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, shit like that. I wasn't expecting to see some dude have a mind battle with this other dude named L, okay? So yeah, the plot is basically about this guy who finds a book, right? And there's a detective guy named L, okay? We're gonna call him the detective guy. And this guy is trying to find out who's killing people with this notebook, okay? Because Light Yagami, aka the main character of Death Note, wants to kill all the bad people. He wants to make the world perfect. This dude ends up getting a god complex later down the line. We'll get into that. Light is basically trying to make the world better. And I am Team Light, so if you have a problem with that, you could just go fuck. So Light basically is trying to make the world a better place, and L is like, no, dude, murder is murder. I don't give a fuck if you're killing rapists. I don't care if you're killing murderers. Murder is murder, okay? So L is trying to find out who Light is, and Light is trying to find the name of L because nobody knows L name. Because his name is fucking L. So throughout the show, you're gonna end up meeting a bunch of characters. There's another girl named Missa, which is my wife till this day. I love her. No, but I really do like Missa. I think she was a great addition to the show. I like the fact that she's fucking crazy for Light because she's willing to go above and beyond to help him kill people, basically. Yeah, so throughout the show, you're gonna meet characters of all sorts. You're gonna meet people who get the Death Note, other people that are more like L. Like, there's another character named Nier. I fucking hate Nier, fun fact, because I think he's just L too. I think he's just like, they thought of the same character and they duplicated him. He has no uniqueness to him besides he likes to play with toys and L likes to eat food. Like, tell me Nier isn't the same fucking character as L. Okay, let me stop getting angry. Yeah. So there's basically two halves to this show. I like to call the first half L alive, second half L dead, okay? And after L dies, I would like to say the show does get slightly worse, but I feel like people take this second half and say it's shit. It's not shit, okay? You just were so used to the first half, and the first half is so perfect. Like, if I had to give the first half a rating, it'd be 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10, okay? And then the second half is like a 9 out of 10. It's just not as good as the first half, but it's still good. So I don't know why people be like, oh, this shit is ass. It gets assed after L dies. Like, no, it isn't. So the main character, Light Yagami, eventually ends up getting rid of L, okay? Light wins, technically, against L, okay? Light kills L. And after this segment of the show, this is where it slows down a bit, I'm not gonna lie. It skips to 7 years in the future, I believe, 7 or 6, I think it's 7. And everyone's all grown and shit. Light's sister's a grown-ass adult. Light looks the same though, and Misa and him are living happily ever after. Light is killing people, and then out of nowhere, there's apparently a new kind of L, which is Nier. I already explained that. But these guys are called L successors. There's Mello and there's Nier. I like Mello, I hate Nier. But basically, their goal is the same thing, to catch Light. Everyone wants to catch Light, okay? That's what the whole show is basically about. And I just remember watching this, and I was so fascinated by Light. To this day, he's my favorite anime character, aka look at the name of the channel. It's Kira, because I like Light. I was just so fascinated by, like, his goal. I always thought it was interesting. I was like, is he really evil? Like, this question of is he really evil was so big to me, because like, he's trying to make the world a better place, but he is murdering. And this single piece of conversation just made the show so much more interesting. And I remember every time I got someone to watch the show, or someone I know that watched the show, I would always ask them, are you Team L or are you Team Light? And based off of that question, if they said they were Team L, I would be like, you're not my fucking friend. No, I'm just kidding. But in reality, yeah, that question is just such a big impact for me. Like, I love the fact that you can debate about this show. Like, who's right? Who really won? There's so much that goes into this one piece of show. And I think this shit won Anime of the Year like 10 times. Makes sense. So basically, yeah, that's the plot, okay? At the end of the show, Light dies. And when I remember seeing Light die, I teared. I only cried to like 2 animes before, which is Naruto, because, you know, Naruto, every episode's gonna make you cry because they're always killing off people. Zabuza made me cry, bro. So yeah, I cried like a little bitch. I was sad. I was like, why did he die? How did he die? He beat L, but he lost too? A part of me didn't like the fact that Light died. I hated that fact. I was like, if he beat, I thought either L or Light should live on. I thought one of them should have been the one to win, not Nier. That's why I fucking hate Nier. Nah, it just left me feeling empty. That's the best way to put it. After Light died, and after I finished the show, I just felt empty. I felt empty for about like fucking 5 months, because that's what happens when you finish a show. I kind of put myself in a hole. I didn't talk to nobody for like 5 months. I just was super emo at the time too, so I was just like, Light died, yo. Someone would try to talk to me in school and be like, yo, you want that fucking, you want this, you want that lunch? I'd be like, yo, Light died, bro. I'm not having a good day. I remember going to school and I was just pissed at everybody. I was pissed at my teachers. Teacher would come up to me and be like, yo, did you do your homework? I'd be like, motherfucker, Light died, dog. Don't talk to me right now, son. Light is dead. They're thinking I'm talking about a real person, but I'm really talking about an anime character. Yeah, so that is the plot of Death Note, okay? Very good plot. If I have to give that just alone a score, I'm gonna give it a good solid 9 out of 10. Okay, the ending still pisses me off, and I understand for other people it might be lower, but I think for the time we have to take that into consideration. I mean, it is an older anime, and it lives up to this day. Anytime you want to get someone an anime, tell them to watch Death Note. I promise you they'll come back and be so happy that you got them into anime. Next, let's talk about the music. Let's talk about the music, okay? Death Note doesn't really have like the most memorable music like overall, but they got some bangers. L's theme, fire. Opening scene, fire. Second, the metal shit, fire. I mean, like, the music is really good. I don't think it's anything to like, you know, like, it ain't gonna be the deciding factor. There's some animes where you listen to a tune and you're like, this shit is fire. You listen to that shit when you're in school, you just look pissed off and you just really like bop into Attack on Titan, you know what I'm saying? So I have to give the music, I'm gonna give it a good 7 out of 10. There are some bangers, like I said. L's theme, fire. It didn't really blow my mind. If y'all don't like that score, y'all can just fight me, all right? Now, for the time, I know this is an older anime. It doesn't have the, like, it's not gonna be the most perfect. You also have to take time into consideration. But there are some old ass animes that still look beautiful to this day. Dragon Ball Z, beautiful. Super, they fucked it up. Old Naruto, you know, nothing to write home about. But this anime had a sharp, edgy style. It was very gothic at times. I mean, literally the ending, like, credit scene, you see fucking Misa jump off the roof, that shit broke my heart.
And I cry about it to this day.
I feel like for the time it was good animation, but you know, it's not gonna be like no Chainsaw Man. You know, these newer animes are just breaking the fucking... They're making shit look like it shouldn't be looking. Demon Slayer and shit. Some animes are carried by their animation. You know what I mean? Death Note was carried by its plot. So I think the animation's gonna get a good solid, if I have to give it a score, it's nothing to write home about. I'm thinking realistically, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Again, another 7 out of 10, okay? Music 7 out of 10, art 7 out of 10. But there are some scenes that I will say, anytime they're in the Shinigami world, beautiful. Okay, so Death Note has iconic characters, okay? Light, iconic. L, iconic. Ryuk, iconic. Nier, bitch. See, these are the things that Death Note has that just make the show go above and beyond. I think there's not a single character that like I can really say is like poorly written besides like Nier, because he's literally just L. Like L's an amazing character. Why are they gonna do Shadow Clone Jutsu all of a sudden? I don't think he's needed, is what I'm trying to say. I'm just kidding, by the way, guys. Like, if Nier's your favorite character, that's okay with me. Like, I'm happy that Nier's your favorite character, but just know, like, I don't know, like, there's better characters, you know? That's what I'm saying. Every single character has, like, their place, you know? Every character has a reason, and every character has a unique personality, okay? Mello was one of the coolest additions to the show. He's probably top 5 in the show for me, okay? Maybe top 3, son. I think Mello just was, like, that one of those characters that was unexpected, okay? I remember when I first seen him, I said, I don't like the way this guy looks. And then he started talking. I was like, he sounds cool though. And then he started doing things, and I was like, yo, this guy's kind of doing his own thing. He went out of his way. He was doing things the ruthless way. He was like a vigilante. He wasn't a good guy, but he wasn't a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt about Mello. And I thought he was one of the cool motherfuckers. Then you have Aizawa. At first, Aizawa was like, bro, this guy sucks ass. Like, he has the afro and shit, and then he shaved the afro and he got husky. And I was like, yo, Aizawa's kind of cool, you know what I'm saying? So, like, they do things with certain characters where they make them develop. Like, they developed after the 7-year gap. And it's a shorter anime, but character development is there. You see it. Like, Yagami started the show as a normal dude who just wanted to make the world a better place. And then at the end, he thinks he's a god. And then that eventually leads to his downfall. Then you have my love, Missa. She's also another character there for comedic relief. I think she's funny. I think her obsession with Light just makes sense because he killed the murderer of her parents, and her having that love for him, the fact that she goes above and beyond for him. Let's just say it like this: she ain't for the streets, y'all. She is a girl that you would wanna take on a nice date, and then you'll take her on a second date, and you won't let this one go because she won't let you go because you murdered her parents. I mean, you murdered her murderer's parents. I think I said that right. I felt bad for Light's dad because he didn't want Light to be Kira, like, more than anything. Like, when he died, he died not knowing the truth, and he thought that Light wasn't Kira, but Light was Kira, and he didn't know that. And I felt bad for bro because bro was just doing everything to make sure his son is innocent. He was always defending his son. He would, you know, he was a good dad, I think. And I kind of just was like, damn, Light, the one time that I'm not cool with you is like the way you treated your dad. Bro did not give 2 solid shits that his dad died. Probably cared more about the fucking apple he gave to Ryuk than his dad. Like, that's how much this dude did not care about his dad. And it hurt my feelings because I felt like Light's dad did a lot for Light. But, you know, RIP to the main man. Oh, how could I forget? I almost made this whole video without mentioning Ryuk. Ryuk is basically a god of death. He visits Light after getting the notebook, and he adds a sense of humor to the show that it really needed. It needed that comedic relief. I feel like if Ryuk wasn't in the show, this show wouldn't hit as much, okay? It probably still hit because of like the suspenseful moments, but Ryuk really just makes that, like, he's always laughing about something. So there's someone gets a heart attack, bro's literally making jokes. Like, that's what Ryuk is there for, comedic relief. And I think he's needed is what I'm trying to say. If you haven't watched Death Note, and you're watching this video, one, I'm sorry that I spelled all things, but go watch Death Note, y'all, because like it's such a good anime. I watched this shit about 5 times in my life, and I got in about like 10 people into this shit. Also, if you guys are enjoying this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment for more. Comment the anime you would want me to review. I'm gonna probably start doing this maybe weekly. Anime is one of my favorite things, and I grew up with anime, so I want to start doing reviews at least once a week. And not only reviews, I want to do other things too, but I want to start off with reviews because I feel like reviews are just kind of fire. And why not start off with my favorite anime of all time, Death Note? So you guys are probably gonna know my subjective score. So I'm gonna give the character score a good solid 9 out of 10. Obviously not perfect. There's some hiccups there. You know, but almost close to perfect in my opinion. I don't think anything can really be perfect. Like, it's kind of hard to say there's a perfect anime out there, but if there was something that was close to perfect, I feel like Death Note is one of them. It still lives up to this day. And let's get to the numbers. Alrighty guys, so as you guys can see, I'm gonna give Death Note a subjective score of 10 out of 10. Personally, it is my favorite anime to this day. I do think on a personal level, this show kind of helped me be me, and it got me even more into like edgier animes, because at the time, like I said, I was watching Dragon Ball Z and Naruto, you know, that's all I was watching, and then this shit opened the whole door. So I really enjoy Death Note. And our objective score is gonna be 8 out of 10. I do think, objectively speaking, there are some points in Death Note where I get upset. I get upset, objectively speaking, at the ending. I feel like L or Light should have died. And I get it, the whole successor thing was cool and it made the show longer. But yeah, it's just kind of weird to me that they did that, but I understand it, and I do think it's still good. I'm not saying it's like a bad ending. I'm just saying I don't agree with it. If I could have chosen in a different direction, I would have done that, y'all. But to wrap up this video, in conclusion, Death Note is an amazing anime, and I highly recommend it to all anime watchers. And even if you're not an anime watcher and you've never watched an anime before, Death Note is an amazing show to start with. It's only about 37 episodes. I think it's great because it takes this idea of anime being a friendly little cartoon, and it shows you that it's not. Characters die, people are getting heart attacks. Missa is showing a lot of cleavage here and there. Shit, anime is not for kids when you watch this one. And I remember like being, I think, what was I, like 16, 14 when I watched this, and I just was so happy. That was my first review. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you go like, comment, and subscribe for more. Also, before I end this video, I do want to mention that I also co-own two other YouTube channels. One where we do gamings called Soul Resonance, and the other one is Soul Res Skits. We do skits there. It's me and my best friend Boyo Bobby. We have a lot of fun shit going on there, and if that's your kind of thing, go check it out, you know. It's just a good time. And if you guys like gaming and skits, why not help a brother out? Make sure you guys comment an anime you want me to review. I'm thinking about doing Soul Eater next. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you guys, God bless, and have yourself a very good day. And smile more.